Hello guys, welcome back to Watch Addiction. Today we're taking a look at my Apple Watch. Now I've had this watch for 3 months, or smartwatch for 3 months, and you know there's a lot of controversy. A lot of watch enthusiasts kind of hate these smartwatches or the Apple Watches. But you can't kind of deny it that the Apple Watch has definitely taken a chunk out of the Swiss watch industry profits, and a lot of people are buying these things. Now, this is my first smartwatch ever, and you know, I kind of like it, or I wouldn't have bought it. I definitely tried it on and played around with it before I bought it, and you know, it's a pretty useful watch. There's a lot of cool things on here. This is the 42mm version. There's a 38mm version, and this is the 42mm version. Now, pricing for these models, they start at $359 for the 38mm version, and that is the GPS only. This is the GPS plus cellular, which is something new for the Apple Watch Series 3. Now, the GPS plus cellular is actually $429, and you can buy them at the Apple Store or wherever you want. I actually bought this one at the Apple Store. Comes with a nice warranty, so if anything happens, I'm covered. Now, some basic specifications for all you watch geeks out there. So it's in a 42mm diameter case. In terms of thickness, we're looking at 11.4 millimeters. It's not that big. I mean, you know, I have a pretty small wrist. My wrist is 6.5 inches. Now, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do on this watch, but first, let's get into the basic specifications. So we have a 42mm case by 11.4 millimeters thick. I believe it's 36 across here. It's kind of in a square shape, rounded off on the corners here. Now, the other version, I believe the metal version comes with a sapphire crystal. This one does not have the sapphire crystal. This has the, I believe they call it something else, but we'll get into that. So basically, in terms of the actual chip in this watch, it's an S3 dual-core processor. Has a W2 Apple wireless chip. That's for the cellular. That means you can now leave your house without your cell phone. As long as you're wearing this watch, you can make calls and send messages from this watch. The internet will work. Everything will function. Your email on here, everything. Which is a great upgrade from the Apple Series 2 watch. Now, this exact model has a built-in GPS and GLONASS, they call it. It has a barometric altimeter. It also features an accelerometer, a gyroscope, an ambient light sensor. Siri speaks on this watch, which is pretty cool. This is a 16 gigabyte capacity. In terms of the connectivity, we have GPS plus cellular, obviously, for LTE. We have built-in Wi-Fi. Well, not built-in, you have to connect to the Wi-Fi. If you want to connect to Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 4.2. So this connects right to your Apple iPhone, which is right here. This is the Apple iPhone 8. And, you know, these go together very nicely. Nice little pair there. And you can control everything, like all the faces and stuff like that, straight from your iPhone, and it all goes right to here through Bluetooth, which is pretty cool. Now, in terms of the actual display on this model right here, we do get a second generation OLED Retina display with Force Touch. It's a touch screen, of course. We also do get a Ion X glass, which is only on the aluminum cases. The metal cases get a sapphire crystal. Now, the screen is 312 by 390 pixels on the 42mm. We also do get a built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, and that'll last you about 18 hours. We get a magnetic charging cable, of course. It kind of clicks right onto here. You plug it in, and it just charges like really nicely. It's actually a really nice feature. And we also do get a USB power adapter with it as well. We're almost done here, guys, so hold your horses. In terms of the weight, we're looking at 52.8 grams, which is really not that heavy. It's about 1.87 ounces. Now, let's get into some basic functions and what I think of the watch. Okay, well, starting off with the band, it comes on this nice rubber strap here, which is easily replaceable, but there's no need to replace this strap. You push these little buttons right here, strap releases right away. Here's all your sensors down here on the bottom of the watch, and it does state Apple Watch Series 3 42mm aluminum. I believe it says the crystal type here as well. And pretty much your basic information like you'd see on a normal timepiece. But it's a very nice sensor and it's very well done. The strap, super comfortable, super flexible. You know, it goes right in. It clicks in, and it's really secure. This thing doesn't come off your wrist. And there's one thing I must say about this watch. It is really comfortable. I mean, you don't even feel it on your wrist. That's how comfortable it is. It's really a pleasure to wear. And if you've ever tried one on in the Apple Store, I definitely urge you to. Even if you're against smartwatches, they're really comfortable and they're kind of cool to play around with, even if you're not going to buy one. But anyway, so here's my main screen. Now, the Mickey Mouse and the Minnie Mouse are kind of a star of the show for the Apple Watch. People really like it. It's one of the faces you can add, or I should say comes stock with, and you basically hit it. It's 7:10. And it kind of displays the time. And his hands also show the time here. Now this was kind of, you know, there are a lot of watches out there, mechanical watches, that have the Mickey face and the Mickey hands. I know some Gerald Gento watches actually are Mickey Mouse watches. So that's kind of a little nod to watchmaking, I assume. Now, you can swipe through your faces here. Here's a black and white or a mono version of Mickey. It's 7:11. We have your, you can add and minus all your types of stuff here. As you can see, I put the date and I put the temperature and events here. So that's all displayed there. Here's actually Minnie Mouse if you happen to be a girl and you're watching. It's 7:11. And it's kind of in a girl voice. Now here's another nice one. This is actually like a chronograph here. And as you can see, your typical chronograph layout, you have your sub-dials. Hit this. Let me start it. And as you can see, it starts counting down there, lap 1. Now, I just split it. This is a split-second chronograph. So basically, you know, this is a function that's seen in a lot of higher-end mechanical watches, but it's done digitally here. And I think it's a pretty nice feature if you're into that. But if you're a simple guy that just likes, you know, a normal chronograph, there's definitely one for that too. Here's a pretty standard face. I just put my first initial here in yellow. You know, just straight markers, yellow second sweeping hand. It's beating at 60 million hertz. It's really smooth there. Okay, now on to the next face. We do have another one here that I've added. As you can see, this is basically a chronograph just with the date. You can add and minus a date. I've put the breathe app over here, and I've put an alarm clock over here, I believe. And I've also put the weather over here, which is pretty nice. Now here's just a pretty standard one. This is for my heart rate. This thing actually has a heart rate monitor. I'll show you that function in a little bit. Now here is a pretty simple, just with your minute and hours hand, the second sweeping hand, and just a 7 here to show where the 7 is. Now here's a day and night. As you can see, it kind of goes on a little graph here. Obviously it's nighttime now. I think that's pretty cool, that one. And then you have that. Here's Toy Story. A lot of people like this one. You hit it and a new character comes up every time, which is pretty cool. There's Buzz Lightyear, I think that's his name. And there's Woody. Good old Woody. Okay. And here's a pretty nice one. This is one I kind of use a lot. It's very simple. Kind of looks like a simple Timex watch. Very easy to tell the time. Very clean. I do like this one. And if you swipe up, there's my battery percentage. Here's a flashlight, airplane mode, Wi-Fi. And as you can see, the flashlight's kind of weird. It just goes white, and then you can kind of blink it if you're in a dark space there. Pretty cool. Here's another one, as you can see. This is a bit more kind of watch geeky. You have your phone over here I've added, so I tap that, I can call somebody. I have a sub-dial with the 60 seconds, and 0 through 60. Pretty cool, that one. Let's see what else I got on here. Yeah, I think that's all I have on here. I don't use that many. There are like 20 different other ones. But I have a pretty cool one I've added. Here's a pretty simple one. Kind of looks like a Nike watch. And then we have this, which is very simple as well, just with the date. And then this is actually something custom I've added. It's actually a Cartier face. Obviously the sub-second style doesn't work. It just states the time and the date. But you do kind of get that Cartier watch there. And here's a pretty simple one. And here's the time lapses. This is actually Paris. So as you see, I hit it, and there goes the time lapse. I think those are pretty cool. Here's another nice one. You have the news over here I added. Also with a analog stopwatch here. Start, stop, reset. And then we have, yeah, I think that's all I have loaded on here. You can just add and minus them whenever you want on your iPhone. It goes right to here. Now to actually function the watch, you hit this. Now I'm going to go into all my apps here. As you can see, you can zoom in and zoom out with this kind of rotating thing here, which is pretty cool. And you get your mail, Here's a running app. Here's my heart rate. I'm going to go ahead, that's maps. Here's weather, your date, and I want to show you guys the heart rate. Here it is. So 23 minutes ago when it was on my wrist, I actually measured 77 beats per minute. I'm going to do a live one. Let's see if I have high blood pressure. And let me get my Rolex off here. I am wearing the old Rolex Submariner here, 114060. But let me throw this on my wrist. Show you guys what it looks like on my 6.5-inch wrist as well. No lume shots today because you don't need lume, it's lit up. And we're going to go ahead and measure my heart rate. Come on. Let me go back. Okay. Heart rate. Here we go, measuring. It's actually using that sensor that's underneath to actually measure my current heart rate. It's actually pretty accurate. Here we go. 69 beats per minute, which is pretty, whoa, 88. Probably because I'm talking really fast and I'm kind of sweating a little bit. Then it's 67, it'll even out. But yeah, that's the heart rate monitor, which is very useful. And here's how the watch fits on my 6.25-inch wrist. It fits straight on top, nice square shape, very comfortable as you can see. I'm on the 3rd notch here. My wrist is pretty small. But, so even if you have like a 6-inch wrist, you'll definitely fit. It's very nice, kind of just clamps right in, snaps right in place. Very clean. Very clean. Now, that's pretty much to it. Here's your stocks. Let's check the market. Alibaba, $179. Some stocks I have here. Always good to know that stuff. There's a lot of useful apps on here you can use. I'm not going to go through every single app, of course. But here is the 42mm Apple Watch, or the iWatch, Apple Watch Series 3, whatever you want to call it. In my opinion, I really like the thing. There's not many faults. Although, you know, in the future, they're going to make an Apple Series 4 watch, and then you have to get the new one, which is kind of a downfall. As the older ones have definitely dropped in value, just like the iPhones drop in value as well. And that's the downfall. You know, a Swiss mechanical watch kind of retains its value at a steady point. Sometimes they even go up, but they don't drop as much as something like this. That would be a negative. But if you're looking for something for the year, or for a couple of years I should say, you know, definitely try one. They're very comfortable, they're very useful. If you work out, you should definitely get one of these. I think they're great for that, running, jogging, all that good stuff. And yeah, this is the Apple Watch Series 3 42mm in aluminum. Let me know what you guys think of this watch. Would you buy one? Do you like it? Would you throw down your Swiss mechanical watch for this? Would you? Anyway, guys, if you want to pick one of these up, I dropped the link in the description below. And hope you guys enjoyed this video, found it useful. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. Let me know what you think. Check out watchaddictchannel.com. That's my blog. Bye now.